Hi, my name is Dante Pozas, and I'm gonna explain you my last work for scientific thought. That is my evidence tree. For this evidence, I did some research about a specific topic that lasts the whole semester, Model 1, 2, and 3. For this research, I chose a topic that is of my interest. That is, how does having public or private school studies affect in the way of having better jobs, having opportunities, having promotions, or getting jobs in actual life, depending on this that I talk about, that we're having certain schools or certain studies. First of all, I want to talk about my principal thought about this. That for me, people have less opportunities when they study in public schools. This is because um, life and people have certain ideas of how people function. So many of the times, certain enterprises only choose people that come from name of schools with a great name. So many of the times they don't have better people or capable people because they don't give possibilities to people that are worker and very intelligent. Second of all, I want to talk about the stuff that I did in my research, that were having personal conversations or interviews with people that had careers in both uh, private and public schools. I did this because I needed to polarize my investigation. I need to talk about how people think about their opportunities that they had. Through my research, I have very distinct ways of people's thoughts about this. So, in the case of people with public studies, they talk about a little bit of how they see their panoramic view. In their specific minds, they think about that. Yes, the depending of which school, many of the enterprise give more advantages to other people. As a student, I think that yes, because as I'm in Tech Millennium, this school have so much connections with enterprises that gives open doors to us as students to enter these enterprises, and people in UDG and other places, they don't have these opportunities that we have. Also, many of these people suffer a little bit of discrimination from the enterprises as they think that they are inferior. And many of the time, these enterprises don't have the best interviews for the jobs because most of the times they see the name of the school but not the abilities and the capability of people. But in polarization for these people, we have the people from private school that really, as their closed minds, they really think that this is not an affection to the opportunities of getting a job. Now, uh, I need to talk about another topic, that is five of the research that can derive from my study. First of all, I chose mostly the ones that are like connection with the study because it's my principal topic. First of all, I think that this can derive on the how does the school system function correctly. This is because most of the times schools make people that have so much future and so much skills, make them like have a little bit of failure in life so they cannot explode their abilities into the real world. Then I chose those. How does the private schools have more quality of learning that in comparison of public schools? This is because there is a huge idea of that in the public schools have less learnings than in private. Then I chose how this will the studies help in the real life. This because most of the times in the schools they don't teach people stuff from real life. Then I have, does the studies ensure successful lives? This is a very interesting question because many of the people think that the the schools, the studies, and many of stuff like that uh, decide of how people's life is gonna be in the future. Uh, this is an idea because truly in our society, most of the people that don't have studies at all tend to have failure. But there are many exceptions, so I think that it's good making a study. Then I have, does the studies are the basis of society? That is a very interesting also topic because now for me the studies are the ones that make successful people. So do you really think that these are the basis of society? And do you think that having schools and the way that now is teaching would make the society as it is? Then I have the next point, that is how the discoveries can be applied to develop new technologies, protect the environment, create new policies or regulations, or changes people's mind. In my opinion, all my research topic has to do many of it of changing people's mind, because as a person that have a direct contact with parents, people, and stuff like that that have public studies, and that most of them they had discrimination or not the best job because they don't study in greater schools. I wanted to make people to notice about this because it's a huge problematic, because people in private schools do not have an idea of how people of less money or less opportunities are facing real life. So I needed to talk about this because I really hope that people close to me have more opportunities in other situations, and that this could be a great impact with the future. But that's another topic that I'm gonna talk later. But really, I need to talk about this because changing people's mind is necessary for our society to evolve. The basis of our society is that growing and growing and growing is the key to have a successful life. So, by changing new ideas, like has been doing since last years with other movements, I really wanted to make this essentially because many people with great skills, with great abilities, with many intelligence, are not having the support they need to have. Now, I want to talk about the topic I talked in the other point. That is, how does this would make the society evolve in the future, and how this would have an impact. For me, the impact is gonna be huge because as the enterprises or governments or whatever you want to talk about are gonna have more capable people, this would make our society to be powerful. This because some jobs really require people that are good with certain abilities, and that in many of the interviews they not take this in consideration. So this makes our society inefficient in many ways. So this impact would have a grow in the economically and mentally areas. Uh, Also, I think that the other change that is in this part is the acceptation of people. This would make that people start to accept people of every part of the society scale. people with less resources, people of other color, people of everything. This would make a switch in their minds that make our society to evolve. And as the time passes, there will be less people in poverty because they will have more opportunities to have studies and to grow as people completely powerful. Finally, I need to make a little explanation of people that would have like a the dysfunction or like a not acceptation of my project, like opposing to this. So I would talk about my detractors. My detractors would be people with high economic levels, high influences in economics, and also people with uh, controlling the schools, like the principals, the influencers, or people that pay money to have like a certain amounts of these schools. I think this would be my retractors because in first instances, many of the schools have connections with jobs or with enterprises to have their students getting direct jobs into these people, because these connections are their basis. Because I don't know, like Tech Millennium have these connections with Flex, Sanmina, um, PNG, or stuff like that. These connections will have like a plus to these schools that will make many students come to these schools with probably not the best level, and they will have many opportunities of job that people with more skills, more ability, and uh, more need to get these jobs would not have the opportunities as people of private schools. So that was my all my research. I really want to thank you to all the people that support my research, and especially to the teacher that is a guapo now, and he's by my side in this project, and I hope you liked it. Thank you so much.